Alright, so speed ramp, I start every video with that. Okay, speed ramp transitions are a nice way to blend bits of footage together rather than just having a static cut. So I already have my footage in the timeline here. The first thing you want to do is hold down Alt and scroll with the mouse wheel. So now you want to move the playhead to where you want to change the speed. So find it, I want to change it right about here when they're in the center of the camera. Okay, and right click. Then go to Retime Controls, click this arrow here, add a speed point, then click this next arrow and then move it to about 800. Oh, I'm going to have to show you my desktop here. Okay, so 800 usually isn't really fast enough for most transitions. So what you want to do is you zoom in, make sure you have this cursor, not this one, because this one will change the length of the clip. So use this one and it'll make it even faster. So around 1500, that should be fast enough. Okay, now you want to smoothen out this transition, so you right click again, Retime Controls, click here and make sure you go into Retime Speed. This only really matters when you're moving the keyframes around, but you might as well get into the habit of it now. Okay, so you click on the keyframe and then you click this little curve bit here and it will curve out the keyframe. So this makes the transition a lot smoother rather than just a smoother rather than just a static jolt. And there you go. That's the first bit of the speed transition done. Okay, so go to your next clip. Find out where you want the transition to end. So I don't want this start button. I'm just going to shorten it a little bit here. Okay, there you go. Now find where you want the transition to end. So I want it again where they're in the center of the clip. Right click, Retime Controls, do the same you did before. So you add a speed point, change it to 800. Then zoom in. So I'm going to need this a little bit longer actually, so I'm going to bring back what I got rid of before. And then again click and drag so you can make it a little bit faster. And now match it up with the first clip. And don't forget to go onto your Retime Curves, Retime Speed. Click this and then make it a little bit curvy again so the transition's smoother. And there you go, they should blend nicely together. Alright, so let's have a look. Almost, just, I don't know, something looks weird there, so I'm actually going to shorten this a little bit. See if I can bring this, I'll just drag this over to here and see what that looks like. Oh yeah, that's better. Okay, so I think that looks nice now, but there's a way to make it look more natural, which is to add a bit of motion blur into the transition. So if you go to your effects and try and find the adjustment layer, where's it? Oh yeah, I typed in blur before. Sorry. Still can't find it. There we go. Okay, so you go to your effects, you put on an adjustment clip above where your speed transition is. Shorten it down just so it matches it. Okay, now go to open effects and grab the directional blur and put that over the top. Okay, so if you're looking at it, you want to go to effects here and just crank up the blur strength all the way, and then you can mess with the blur angle because you don't want the angle to be a different way than the camera's moving. Okay, now bring the blur strength back down. Go to in between both of your clips and add a keyframe. Now go to the start where the speed transition starts and bring the blur strength down to 0. And do the same at the end. So go to the end and bring the blur strength down to 0 on here. Okay, now let's play it back, see what it looks like. And of course it stutters. Okay, so this happens a lot on Resolve when you're using certain effects, but you can get around this by going up here to playback, then clicking on the render cache and making sure that the user is ticked. Once you've done that, highlight all your footage, right click, go to render cache fusion output and press that to on. Okay, and now it should render all your footage. Okay, so if it still stutters here, I have no idea why this works, but you drag out the adjustment layer and play it back from inside that. And there we go. Beautiful old people running down the beach. Okay, so thank you for watching.